What is up, guys? It's your boy No Risk No Premium, and we are doing a intraday on a Friday. I see during the market hours. We're going to do a quick master class. This is going to be very quick, guys. What we're going to be looking to accomplish here today is I'm gonna go through my entire thought process of charting this NQ chart. You guys know I trade ES, we trade SPX, we trade SPY, etc. So we watch the S&P 500. The NQ chart is just the futures contract of the NQ or the NASDAQ, which is QQQ, which a lot of you guys trade and a lot of people trade. It's a great thing to trade. So on this video, guys, expect for me to just go through, give my entire thought process of what to expect, or excuse me, not what to expect, of what to, how to chart something and then put a plan together and make sense of the chart. So there's not going to be any Q&As on this at the end. There's not going to be anything like that. I'm just going to go through and chart this thing from the higher time frames down to the lower time frames and make sense of this big old thing we got in front of us. So as long as you guys understand that, that's good to go. Like I said, this might go 10 minutes. This might go 30 minutes. I have no idea, but I want to say thank you guys for coming in and being here. And next week, we'll look to probably expand on this video. We'll take Q&As. I'll have Justin with me. We'll go through some more charts, etc. We'll build on this, but I think this will be a good building block for us to set in stone as a foundation to move forward. All right, without further ado, let's go. How I would attack this. Let's say it's a Saturday afternoon. I'm going to do some charting. I'm going to do some homework, etc., whatever it might be, or you got some alone time, etc. I'm going to go to the higher time frames. I'm going to make sense of this, right? You can go to the monthly, but you really need to go you need to go probably like 10 years out, right? You want to make sense of this thing, right? So starting here, I'm going to be like, all right, what is happening? Well, first off, there's a very nice uptrend that has happened, okay? And this is a monthly chart. And one thing I want to tell you guys is even if we just look back, and we're looking back 10 years here. So we'll go back to 2014, 2015. One thing I want you guys to notice really quickly, I want to make a comment on this, is you guys are, lots of you guys started trading right here, or maybe right here, or maybe right here, or maybe right here. And the one thing that you need to notice is look for how many years. These are monthly candles, okay? These are monthly candles. You've had an entire month go from 39.94 to 41.18. And if you know on NQ, that's not a big range, okay? Look at these candles. Look at what happened. Look at what's happened since COVID, right? This was Trump. This was Trump back here. This was the tariffs, I think. This is COVID. Look what's happened. Look at these ranges. Okay, first thing. So really quickly, pat on your back. Kudos to you. Look how difficult and big and rangy the market has become, right? Now, what's the first thing I'm going to notice? Well, first thing I'm going to notice, I could put a level in right here, right? I could put a level in right here. Why? Resistance, support, resistance, support. That's just the first thing. I'm just going to throw that level in, right? That's from the biggest time frame. I'm going, this looks like a pretty decent area in here, right? And I mean, even as far as this level in there as well, right? So those are just two levels. I could see right off the get-go, I'm like, okay, these are going to be big levels I'm going to want to see, right? You got lots of candles ending at it, wicks into them, etc. Okay, that's just the first thing. That's what I see. Okay, what's the next thing I see? Well, I see we've had a very nice trend up, right? Very nice trend up. So if the macro trend is up, let's not forget that. Got the macro trend up. Okay, that's the monthly chart. Now I like the weekly chart. Let's go on the weekly chart here. Just zoomed out to 5 years, right? Got this very nice weekly chart. So the one thing I'm going to do is I'm like, okay, so let's do some TA. First thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to see, look, the 200 MA. Okay, well, okay, guys, green, 220, 50 is the purple, 100 is the brown, 200 is the whatever color that is. Those are the SMAs, simple moving averages, simple moving averages. Those are what I'm have on these higher time frames. Okay, just so you guys don't have any questions. Okay, so first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be like, okay, well, let's take a look. Let's see what the Fibonacci is. This thing following any retracement patterns or anything like that? So I'm gonna take this swing low from COVID. I'm gonna take this up to that COVID high. And what do we know? We had a perfect bounce at the 61.8. And those that know, anywhere from 61.8 to 78.6, some people call that the golden zone. This, if you bounce from this, anywhere in this range, you're thinking, good. Oh, well, shit, this is nice. You guys could see, right on the slope. What else is right here? 38.2 is right at what level? That 12 1290 or 12900, whatever you call it, whatever you want to call it. You guys can see how much confluence just that level has by itself. Okay, just how much that level has by itself, right? That's what I'm seeing already. Cool. So I'm starting from the outside. I'm starting way high here, and then we're going to make our way. So that's the first thing I noticed. But now we're going to make new highs. So this swing high is kind of being over with. So what I'm going to do now is, because we're making new all-time highs, right? This was previous all-time high, 16.7. We're up past that. We're in 17,000s, right? Well, 16.9 right now. Anyway, now I want to do what's called a Fibonacci extension. Just a Fibonacci extension. So this is where you're going to have a 3 points. You're going to take the swing low to the swing high to that next swing low. And look at that. Look, where do we go to? 16.75, right? Went right up to that on this candle when we broke out. That next level, the next golden level I'm going to be looking at is this 78.6. That's going to be my next target. So a lot of you guys are asking, how do you know where to go from here? How do you know where to go from here? Not to deviate from this, but somebody asked me about NVIDIA, right? NVIDIA was the same thing, right? Where do you go? Right. Well, look at that. Went right to this where 543. Remember, I talked about 540 to 542. 543 is the level. 589, 600. That's going to be your next level to the upside, right? That's how you can see when you're in price discovery mode. Just do a fib extension from the recent swing, and then back to the swing low. There you go. Okay, so there's your NVIDIA levels. You guys can mess with that over the weekend. Okay, on to NQ though. Back to NQ, we can see, right? Okay, we've got this very nice level all the way up here, right? 18,450. That's where everyone's probably gonna be watching. What else are we noticing? Now I have the 8 and 21 EMAs on the chart, on the weekly chart. We could see what? This was just a really nice bull flag that played out perfectly. Okay, cool. So what are we noticing? We're in an uptrend. We are in an uptrend. Great. Now for charting purposes, I'm going to take these off. Okay, and because I don't like having charts, I don't like having these on my chart, I'm going to take these off as well. Okay. Now, what am I noticing? Okay, well, recent all-time high, you're going to want to have just a price level there, right? Because that's important. Want to have a price level there. Okay, and then this area in here, you guys can see where we had the most recent high. Okay, that's an area of importance, right? And you can tell there is a gap to be filled right in this area. So you always want to put the gaps on your chart. Right, that's the contract roll gap pretty much. So do you think that this could possibly be a bounce area at 1600, 16,000? Probably. But probably that's my first thing. Okay. Next thing, moving up from here, you guys can see that we had a very nice bounce. So for me, I would probably take this level off, and I would come in here and put this. Oh man, come on. Oh, that's. What is happening? I want this width. Thank you. Okay, 14.25. That's a level, right? That is probably a level. And if we zoom out and look left, we can see, right? We had dips into this area, hold, rips into that area, get rejected, and we went back down to bounce. So there's some levels of confluence for you right there. So here's some big levels. I'd be like, all right, cool. Here are some big levels I want to keep, around. And a lot of times, like what I do sometimes is I'll edit these properties, and I'll make it a saw line or a bigger dash. So when the line is thicker dash like that, or just a bigger dash, I'll be like, oh, I made that on the weekly or higher. Right? I made that on the weekly or higher. So I don't get confused, because then sometimes you're going to go to the daily or, whatever, and the 4 hour, whatever. And you're gonna be like, oh, I need to, I need to make some levels, and they're all going to look the same. But you'll know these levels, maybe the thicker line will be of more importance, a bigger level on a higher time frame, more confluence to it. Okay. All right, cool. So now on the weekly chart, I'm like, okay, I think I've done everything, I've needed to. A lot of people mark the high here, etc. But I'm going to go back now. I'm going to go to the daily. Okay. Excuse me. I'm going to go to the daily. So now we can see, what was this? This was just a big area of balance, right? And that's what it looks like, just a big area of balance. Okay, we had a nice little bull flag up here. Okay, so what you can do is you can see that old all-time high, or excuse me, this is just an old level from long, long ago. This is where we rejected. Remember this area? What just happened? Oh yeah, we rejected in this area. Then we went down. That was when we started our downtrend, basically, right? So we know that that's a pretty decent level. I can see now very nicely that we got some balance in here, right? We had some balance in this zone as well. So I would probably put a level right in here, right? Just knowing that this was an old area of balance, right? So basically you think, what do you think here? Buyers and sellers are equal. They're equal because we're just moving sideways. So the moment we popped out to the upside, you're going to think this is demand now. So I'm going to come in here. I'm going to put long bounce. That's what I'm going to do. Okay. And it has it listed up here. Great. But you have these two levels. You have the contract roll. This is the gap on the contract roll. You're like, okay, great. Right. Okay, great. Now look how good this level was. Previous all-time high. Look how good this level served. Like you wouldn't even had to make a level up here. When you saw that we ripped above, held it as support here, went below, broke below, resistance here, came back up, right? Used it again. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Used it again, right? For the dip buy opportunity. And now we held it here yesterday as well. So this level is serving pretty decently, right? Pretty decently. You can see this little wick here, right? This 1700, pretty much 17.1, whatever you want to call it. This is going to serve as a decent level, but that all-time high. So this is how I would chart it. And this is what I would do, right? And now you can even go down to like the 4 hour if you want to, just to take a peek at how things are doing. Right? And you're like, oh, okay, yeah, this looks good. You've got the demand bounce here. Okay, good. This is that area we broke down from. We saw the contract roll. We bounced to where? I mean, if you really looked at where we bounced on this, where we held the wick, I mean, you could put a level right in there. 16.4. There you go. So now you're going to say weekly low. Bounce, right? So I can tell you, because you're in the middle of trading and things are moving quick and blah, 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 right? Weekly low bounce. This was the previous weekly low bounce. Held that area. Cool. We know any gray area like this is a gap on our chart. Cool. Okay. So now I'm like, okay, I think I got a pretty good chart here. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 levels. I have 7 levels in 4,500 points of QQQ. That's pretty good. You don't really need more than that. I don't think. Really? You don't even need these levels because it's not like tomorrow we're going to be down at 14,000. Like that, that's not likely. Let's be honest. Okay. So, but yeah, you just keep them on, right? It's good to just keep them on. But when you have every single, like, cause I could be like, oh, well, here's some balance. Okay. There's another one. Oh, we had some resistance, turn some support here. You're like, oh, okay. Well, yeah, you got to have that. You guys can see how you could start just clustering this fucking thing up, right? Now you can really get this, but you don't need that. You don't need it down here really that much. What you want to focus on is what you're trading, what's in front of you, what do you have to worry about today, or what do you, or if it's Saturday, like I said, what do you have to worry about on Monday or Tuesday because Monday's closed, right? One thing you notice, trend is up. If the trend is up, great. What do we look to do when the trend is up? Buy the dip. Okay, where's the dip buying opportunities? Well, let's go find them. We came here and found them. We had the contract roll. That's an area of interest for us, but we bounced down here 16.4. Good. Okay, we had some previous support that we broke through. Okay, that became a little resistance here, right? But we held it. Okay, but we held it now. And this level is from a long time ago, previous all-time high. Didn't even have to change it. Held nicely. Good. Held it. Now we know. So now we have our trade plan for the remainder of today or tomorrow or next week. 16.7. Okay, 16.7, I'm looking to bounce, right? 16.7, I'm looking to bounce. 17, I call it 17.1, whatever. 17.1, I look to sell. And then I'd say a break and hold above, 17,165 is a move higher for sure. And I'm not going to trade unless we're around one of those levels, right? I'm not going to trade unless we're around one of those levels because it just makes sense to do it that way. You guys see, how clean does this chart look? How many of your guys' chart looks this clean? Be honest. How many of you guys' charts look this clean? There's just a couple levels. You have, I'm going to take a bounce long here. I take a reject short here. Right? Over the weekend, I challenge you guys to do this. I do this all the time. Clear drawing set. I clear everything and I go back and rechart it. I go back and rechart it. Right? So now look, now we've got this very nice drawing set. So now I'm going to ask the chat. Guys, where will we look to bounce? What's our bounce level? What's our bounce level? If we fell there today, where are we looking to bounce? Somebody answer it. Somebody's got to answer it. I'm looking at 16,767. Yep. 16,7, you can call it, whatever. 16,7. Why? Because we can see that every time we've come down here, bounce, bounce, we're likely going to bounce again. Now, this could also be a break and hold to the downside level, right? And now you could put this, this would be a level, I would say, 16.65, right? Yeah, we had a very nice, this is demand, right? This is demand. But likely if we break out of this little balance down to the downside, right? Because we started this little balance now, this little balancing act, right? We got back, we broke structure to the upside. And now you can see we have multiple, like we're just staying in this little zone, right? And likely we're going to stay in this zone and end today. So now I'm going to be looking 16.7. If that breaks, 14.65 and then 14.64. Those are going to be my two levels to the downside. Okay. High probability bounce is going to be at the weekly low. Absolutely. Okay. Now this would be like we could see buyers step in here. We could. So if you're short under this level, you're de-risking here now, right? You're de-risking here. Okay. And under this level, absolutely fair value gap and balance, whatever you want to call it. We're going back down to weekly low for sure. Okay. But as of right now, we're just kind of building out this little balance, right? Building out this little balance underneath the all-time highs. Okay. So guys, I hope that was very simple enough for you. Just to get my thoughts on starting at a much higher time frame, right? And if you want, you can come back and throw this thing on, right? So you could just have it. I like to have it. I don't. And look at the comp, bro. Look at the comp. I mean, look at this 61.8 level is like 7 points off, 17 points off. I mean, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I like to see that. I like to see that. Anyway, whoa, what just happened? That was weird. Okay. Cool. All right. So now you could keep this on your chart. I think it just looks a little clunky. I think sometimes it lets you do this. I don't know if it does. Oh, it does. Cool. So look, you could go up and mark a level and you could be like, okay, what was the level here? It's 14,843. So you can go like the price level. Wait, no, sorry. I want to edit it, price level. What I just say was 14, 18,453. So I'm going to say fib extension 78.6, right? And now maybe we can make this like solid and then a little thicker and then make it the same color as our fib extension and go like that. And then we can take the fib extension off because it looks a little clunky. And now we have it. Now there's they're like, okay, if like you were like, yo, I longed this level here. You're like, I longed and I got a swing account. You're like, I longed this level here at 14.64. I mean, God darn it. 16,400, 16.4. Like, I long this level here. What's my price target? We'd be like, well, the first one's going to be probably the 61.8, which was right here at that, right here at this area. Next one will be the all-time, this now all new all-time high. And then the final one would be runners. Can see if we can get up here. Stops go to here, whatever. You guys can see that, right? So, okay, really quickly. That's all I got for you guys. This was very simple. I just want to give you guys a baseline. How many people feel like over the weekend you can now maybe go some of your charts, go to your, I would say this, go to Apple, go to Microsoft. Okay, go to Google, go to Amazon, go to NVIDIA, go to AMD. Okay, go to those like 6, right? So let me say, I'm going to type it out. Apple, Amazon, Google, what did I say? Microsoft, NVIDIA, AMD. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You got 6 charts. Okay, there you go. You guys see I typed it in there. So you got 6 charts. Apple, Amazon, you guys see right here. You guys see that? You guys see the meeting chat now? You got Apple, Amazon, Google, Microsoft, NVIDIA, AMD. Now you got 6 charts. Obviously, Apple, Microsoft, 2 largest weighted on SPY and QQQs. I think if you're going to choose 2, at least those 2. AMD is affordable. I like AMD, and it moves well. We traded a lot. NVIDIA is a great chart because it's breaking out. So you can do some charting on it, see where it's going to go. Okay. I would say go and chart those this weekend. Clear whatever you have. And if you're just going to do 2, Apple, Microsoft, but go and chart whatever you have. Go clear everything you got. Chart them. Okay, go and chart them. See, right? See if you can, see if you can go and figure out if you have missed some major levels or can identify new major levels, right? And then we'll come back on Sunday. And, probably on this Sunday, because we have it off, I'm sorry, have it off, I'll likely go through and rechart. I'll do the same. And I'll go through those 6 as well and just give my synopsis and type them in the chat for you guys. And then we'll go over it on the sermon on Monday. And then we'll go from there. But really quickly, give me a yes, give me a thumbs up, give me anything if you got at least one nugget of charting information from this masterclass. At least just one. A yes, thumbs up, a like, and anything. I don't care, right? Looks like we're getting a few of you guys coming in. Good. Go getting some yeses in here. Thumbs up. What's up, Di? Probably wearing your Wolves shirt right now. Right on. Right. Carlos, appreciate you. Daniel, Grubbs, Dennis, Jim, everyone. E, thank you guys. All right. Love it. Angela, thank you guys. Appreciate it. Thank you guys for coming out. I'm glad you got something from this. I will talk to Justin this afternoon. I'm sure when he wakes up, I hope he feels better. And we'll talk about next week trying to expand off of this. Maybe we'll do some more charts. Maybe we'll go over and maybe we'll chart those 6 together. I don't know. He's always got something up his sleeve. I know this was his idea. I just wanted to make sure you guys still got a little piece of this fun here today. So appreciate you guys. Great job this week, guys. Remember, do less, make more, all 2024. Cliche as fuck, but it's true. Appreciate you guys coming out. Like I said, again, have a great long weekend. Have a great, safe, long weekend. And I love you guys. Appreciate you guys. Have a great time. I'll see you guys on Monday. Later.